before we go, we always have to make sure that security is on tap. Let's give a little acknowledgement to our Majuli. Before I go into the study of the class, y'all know that our master teacher is always giving us a heads up of what to do so that we can stay at the forefront. And I'm going to ask my good brother, Mr. Tack, if he could at this time, to address a few issues. As you know, during this time when we're making a lot of progress, you always find people coming up to do things to mess up what the master teacher asked us to do. So at this time, brother Mr. Tack.
It's just real brief. We use evidence, experience, and reason to confirm facts. Do we not?
Yes.
If you go back in the past and you look at the catalyst that started a lot of the problems that we had with the Celtics, the Makasu, back in Eʟᴇᴛ, it always started with some person from the media. And it goes back to the 90s when Channel 2 came and got kind of upset when the helicopter flew over the Margarage and almost crashed. So then they went to Macon and tried to interview the brother who was the administrator there. He kicked their butt. Then a couple years later, Fox 5 became, if y'all remember, once Ramesses had opened. And that was really what started a lot of our troubles. So it went from the issue with Ramesses to zoning, then it went from zoning to you're a cult, then it went from a cult to you guys are an organized crime syndicate, i.e. the RICO charges against our master teacher. Yet still in this, what they claim to be a racketeer influenced corrupt organization, yet still only one body sits in prison. And you're talking about a worldwide organization that the Georgia Department of Transportation confirmed in 1997, 30,000 people came down from his birthday. That's just the ones who took the time off to come. But out of 30,000 people that you know of who are concerned enough to travel from all points across the planet for his birthday, yet still you claim this is a corrupt organization and you only have one body in prison. So this one man is the entire corrupt organization. But getting back to the point about the media, Psöᴜ Airᴜ has expressed his concern that they will start trying to resurface. So we have to remind ourselves of things back in the past. We don't do interviews. We do not do interviews. You can hand them a book, to quote our clan mother. You can hand them a book. It can be very short, 3 pages, with 30 sentences on it. And you can guarantee, you can say, hey, you get the full green light to quote us, right here, sir, 3 pages, 30 sentences, and I guarantee they will turn that upside down, and before you know, we will be the devil. So we do not offer or extend any dialogue to the media. All right, that's anybody here. You do not speak on behalf of Psöᴜ Airᴜ. You do not speak on behalf of the tribe. You do not speak on behalf of our clan mother or anyone else. All right? You really just probably, there's a lot of new faces here. You know, a lot of people, sometimes you really don't have the ability to even go back and have that dialogue. And then even if you stood there and did your best to tell the truth, they're going to twist it. They're going to demonize it. They're going to demonize us. So, while Psöᴜ Airᴜ gave our clan mother that warning this weekend, guess who knocks on our door today? Channel 11. So, they got the warning Saturday. Channel 11 shows up today. Okay, so it's real. Psöᴜ Airᴜ is who he is. He is the warner. He never leads us into a fight that we won't win. Alright, so just be mindful of that. I don't want to take too much more time, but just be mindful. They actually, even when they couldn't get an interview here, because we just politely informed them we don't do interviews. Y'all blew that a long time ago. We gave you every opportunity to tell our side unbiased, like how you told our opposition side unbiased. You didn't cut their side, but you cut ours. You edit out things that Doc said in tapes, when you could have just played the next word he said on the tape. I don't mean 10 minutes down the line. You could have played the next word and gave the real perspective and context of the statement he was making, but you did. You chose to sensationalize and demonize us over time. So you blew it. We're not interested in you. We called how many press conferences did we call down to the state capitol and they didn't show up? And they didn't show up. Because we remember when y'all had the media whiteout. You didn't want the people to see what the Nawapians had to say. You didn't want the people to hear what we had to say. You didn't want our side of the story. You let Bill essentially write his book that flopped. Amazon dropped him. Okay? And we tried to give you our side. You didn't want us, so don't come back now. So this is the point you need to take, family. That's the message you need to communicate to them. We don't talk to y'all because y'all don't play fair. Thank you. But that's what you need to let them know. One last thing to that. When they couldn't talk to the brother who's running the store today, they tried to go to the person that owns the plot, this lot, and got shut down again. That gentleman said, they went to him, they said, they won't talk to us, so we want to interview you about them. He said, well, if they don't want to talk to you, why would I talk to you about them? They know them more than me. So how can you interview me about them? You know, look, the money's good. They don't bother nobody. Be gone. So right now they got no wins. They thought because he was a Celtic as well that they would play that game. But it is what it is, family. So just let us not drop the ball. You know, and that's not the second time. You remember the interview that Celtic used to live on the land? The one that owned the cows? So we had 476 acres of land, but we was letting the cow herder guy use 15 acres of our land. So if you were coming from Eʟᴇᴛ, some of those entrances that you got before you get to the pipeline, that was ours too. Just that when we acquired the land, we didn't evict that guy. Little old white man running his cows. And they tried to come to him, and he said the same thing. He was like, look, first of all, they letting me run this for free. They don't charge me anything. You know, so that was one motive, I'm sure. But the other was, he said, but all the years they've been here, nicest group of people that I've met. Oh, that's the same thing this guy said. He said they're nice people. They're good people. They pay their stuff on time, and they don't bother anybody. Ironically, they can superimpose that statement over the same thing the guy said almost 20 years ago, back there in Eʟᴇᴛ. So you know they're not happy. So now they're going to start trying to go around and just let us be known, let it be known amongst us, and spread it to the world. You don't play fair. And it ain't just us. Any black leader ever stepped up, try to do something for our people, you're going to try to tort his words, distort his words, and tort his words. You get what I'm saying? So let us not be the one that shoots ourselves in the foot. That's something they want, and they need us to hang ourselves. So let's not do that. Don't be the one, all right?
Yeah, she could never tell me I knew it was you. She described, she said, he kind of old, you know, he got a beard, you're around, she's been back for 30 years. I said, ain't nobody since right. But we called a lot of those things that really were going behind the scenes with me and the clan mother. And so she was able to take that in. And I called on our security because when I got the call, this was going on since last week, as Mr. Dax said. And when I got the call, I had to inform the brother at the bookstore, bam, 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 how in this fashion. And you know, we don't do interviews. And they continued to try. So family, please adhere to what the brother said. He gave us a great history of what has happened time and time again. So we don't need to, you know, slip. We don't need to slip. The junior may not always be here. The brothers or the sisters that know what to say may not be here. So you got to look out for your family. Pull them away and say, no, we don't do that. Some they may not know. They may not know. So let's move right into the class. This is a study about quantum physics and the elements of creation. You are those with 9 minds as 9 ether deities who gave birth to all of natural nature. You're the ever-living of Nathar of Pa-Nagaru Salam. Know the real facts of the black dot. In natural nature, science, dots are the smallest of all known particles of matter, of materials, called matter. Because in the mind, it becomes matter. And in the mental, it is the material in the world of some things. They are atomic energy. Elements from the sum of one called hydrogen, on. Before the sum was, akak, ether was. Once natural nature caused the effect of some or something, some and thing that can exist and still be categorized as material, physical matter or cells, atoms and cells, ethers, carbon atomic number 6, black matter, pigment cell number 6, black skin, atomic power and cell strength, chemistry and physics, nature, natural nature and unnatural nature, color and colorless. Know and understand this, Nwapu. Know and understand this, Nwapians. All particles of matter, smaller than Nakat, are classified as energy. Energy, that is matter, and matter energy, which is dark matter, or dark energy, inactive brain etheric seeds, are in a state of condition between the science of something, or the absolute, and the science of nothing, the vacuum. And this state of condition does cause brain etheric seeds to be magic and magnetic in effect when they are activated by synapse or snaps, some say synapse, in the brain. When the science of absolute matter and the science of absolute vacuum coincide or become congruent with each other, magic effect, an action like or a miracle is the result or the results. Brain seeds of ether bring forth reasoning and ether being. Are this and are this matter? This is vacuum classification of existence by natural nature, because they can bring matter and vacuum into creative union with each other, and involving other opposites in natural nature when necessary. Understanding to overstanding, nature as it reveals itself, natural and unnatural. Natural nature is black, supreme, bountiful. All other so-called colors come out of it. Just as this one universe of all came forth from a black hole. What ancient elders call triple darkness. What is that called? What did the ancient elders call triple darkness? 1, dark energy. 2, dark matter. 3, darkness of black hole. And out of which chaos was born, or what they call triple lightness. What is triple lightness? 1, sun. 2, lightning. 3, fire. And once light came forth, with it came chaos. Yet, dark is permanent and light is temporal. Ordinary space and matter are what is called inseparable unity. However, when space and matter are in what is called perfect union, extraordinary and divine things occur. There is no energy existing or can exist other than some form of dark matter or dark energy. Creative soup of this universe, creative energy. Creative energy and of course, energies are the active parts and active ingredients of physical material existence. Also, working in the brain's etheric seed as the mind energy that melts down and become active creative sparks, a synapse. This is active magic energy. It is the form of mind and reason and thought process. The brain seeds melt down to brain soup. The liquid or water of thought need to activate the electric changes of the synapse, which activate and is activated by rules of natural nature and suitable conditions in all nature. For some meltdowns of warming up of the brain soup, of course, this activates all thinking and reasoning unless you have unnatural brain seeds. Unnatural brain seed is caused by defective genetics from the disease of leprosy or other venereal diseases caused by unnatural sexual contact between human being and beasts or extraterrestrials of other worlds. That is what's wrong with Pᴇᴜ. Their brain soup is affected and does not heat up to the perfect temperature needed to activate divine mind. Only human beings have that. Only human beings have that. Have divine power. Have that divine power. No other animal or beast have that. No animal or beast have that put in their genome by Pānataru. Only the Nagaru have 24,000 gene sequence. Genes maintain all the genetic data of a single cell, and they are present in the cell by 2 sources of DNA. The DNA of the nucleus and the DNA of the mitochondrial organelle. The 223 of these genes, of the 223 of these genes do not have any predecessors on the genomic evolutionary scale that is missing in all other vertebrates. 223 uncovered genes from the extraterrestrials. Each cell nucleus contains 23 pairs of chromosomes. The chromosomes are made up of a single molecule of DNA and the protein of amino acids called histones, or histones as some people say in the vernacular, which are used to keep DNA tightly packed for proper cell division. The chromosome ensures that the DNA is copied and distributed accurately during cell division. The genes, as active parts of DNA molecule, contains genetic code for reproduction that every single cell needs to function correctly. Live and grow all that had been affected in the cursed seed of Canaan, Canaanites, or Adamites. So, their brain does not function by the rules of natural nature. They are defective. Only Pa Nagaru Salal have to have the divine powers to affect all of nature, as you are doing in these days by your divine mind. Although unseen or felt by you, Nuwapians, you have that power. This is your black magic, and is classified as divine. In your case, it melts down, and it becomes visible in the essence of natural nature's highest quality. Nuwapians, as Natharu, know your powers. As Natharu, know your powers. Nuwapians, as Natharu, know your powers. You are unique, the supreme being on this planet Earth. It is in tune with you. Your genome, 24,000 in number, linked to this planet Earth, circumference 24,000 miles, to its cycle of time, 24,000 to the years, to the hours of its day, which is 24 hours. You are the Natharu, children of Pa Natharu, deities incarnate. Wake up from the spell of sleep. Wake up from the mummy state. It is time for your rule, for your DNA revealed it to the world. Nagaru, Negroid, you do not need religions of others than your own Salal race to be great. You are great by your very natural nature. Others' religions of Ibrahim, now called Mosesism, Judaism, Jesusism, Christianity, Muhammad, Al-Islam, or any of their sub-branches. You do not need to accept their opinions of divine, or their dress, or language. What you do is lose your divine right as Patahites, gods in flesh. Look at this. Elijah Muhammad was made great as a Muslim, and Yahweh ben Yahweh was made great as a Jew, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was made great as a Christian. So it had nothing to do with their religious choice. They had greatness in their African genes as Nagaru. So you have no need to pray to their unseen, unconfirmed, or unproven God, Yahweh, Allah, or others' names. You have no need to visit their holy places outside of your natural home. You have no need of their religious dress code or deities' holy books. Stop believing the light is your God. Stop calling darkness evil. Before light or dark matter exists, they're now, this now. Before light or dark matter exists, this now is the best of them. With the best minds agree. Let me read that. Before light or dark matter exists, now, this now, the best of them, okay, with the best minds agree. It all started with a black dot, dark matter, dark energy, the mother of all living, out of her dark womb or black hole. Go to updates. Attempt, sir. 1. There is a gene that women spoke first, called the fork-head box protein, or FOXP2 gene. When you research this gene, it deals with speech in people as well as with animals. Those animals lacking this gene are limited in their communication. Their gene is highly developed in bats. 2. We are all, both men and women, insofar as the dual principle in Egypt. Amun is unseen, or the hidden, and Amuntex is seen as the tact, or the loaf, or the womb of the female, growth as the mother. This process starts with the birth of consonants. consonants, not vowels, consonants. What is meant by that is when you learn the English language, the first thing they moved was the vowels, and they bound language with A, E, I, O, U, and Y by 6. By 6. You must have a consonant with a vowel. Say the second letter of the alphabet. That's not a vowel, which would be B. Can you say it? 3. You can't even pronounce the name of the letter. B without including a vowel would be E. Otherwise, you barely have a sound. 4. Have you noticed there are movies about Kennedy now and documentaries on different stations? JFK was a sacrifice for Damien, who was said to be a son of a jackal. Do you see the same Jacqueline and Jackal? Do you see the same? T-A-N, Tan, is Hebrew. This is the name for jackal, as well as serpent. Also, have you even done the math on the terms of JFK and Abraham Lincoln, who was also assassinated the same way, a shot to the head? There are many other similarities between these two men. Their vice presidents were both named Johnson also. 5. The Olmec heads or statues that you see are the Anastasia. Olmec was not what we called ourselves. We had our own names, and then there are the names they refer to us as due to the location or what they see. We were called Yamasi because of our kind nature. Creek, because we live near creeks. We are Wukunu. 6. We are actually in the 7,000th year, the first year of the next 6,000 year cycle of the 24,000 year cycle. There has been such a concentrated effort to destroy ancient tablets that would prove religion is fake. They destroyed temples in Lebanon, which is where the ancient site of Baalbek is. Baalbek. They moved to Tunisia, Egypt, Iran, which is ancient Persia, India, Yemen, and Palestine. This had to be taken because the Arabs would have brought this information out also. The ancient tablets of the Zohar were ours, the darker ones of the tribe of Judah. Then there was the agnostic scrolls, which had the stories of Jesus and Mary and how they had children. 7. They had to bomb Iraq to destroy Sumerian tablets. They bombed or flood Nubia and places that reveal the truth. They did not want the facts to come out about Maitreya really being the Jesus that they followed. Let me reread this.
How did they find out about the Sumerian tablets?
How did they find out about it? Well, Patababi Nun has told us over the years that in our ancient land, many things were hid. It was discovered in the papers years ago. The story goes as such that some little boy was out playing around, I think how the story goes, and he had some goats or something, and he stumbled upon these things, and they got to the archaeologists, some story this way, and that they discovered a lot of these hidden tablets in different places of Samaria and other parts of what they call the Middle East. That's how they, quote unquote, discovered these particular tablets. That's the story that they did. And I'm going from memory. That's the story that they gave, how they discovered it. Patababi Nun has also told us that all those things are not by coincidence, that these things were placed there for a reason, for a certain time, for certain beings to come and discover certain things, for certain information to come as information to outformation in this day and time.